Good morning, rail friends, and thanks for being with Casey and I here at the next crossing, Trackside, for another fun day of rail fanning. And as we talk so many times, you just never know what's going to be next. And there goes our intermodal that we just watched, headed out of town, and he is westbound and gone up on the joint line, Chattanooga sub, where CSX, BNSF, and Norfolk Southern all run together up on the joint line. I want to thank you guys and gals for tuning in this morning with us. Like I said, it's another rail fan event day. We're going to hang out here. We're trying some new stuff. And for those of you that know me personally or that we've hung out at the crossing, technology and Mike are not two words that you put in the same sentence. But Casey stayed up late with me last night, and he worked with me, and we've got a number of new things we're trying this morning. So let's see if you guys notice a difference. And if anybody does, tell me what you see different, what you don't see different, or hey, Mike and Casey, it's all the same. But we are trying a number of new things this morning, technology-wise. Everything from now having power on board to an incredibly improved, even better than the last improvement, Wi-Fi connection for transmitting to you guys here trackside. And as Casey's explained it to me, every piece of that transmission, from this piece to that piece to YouTube to finally to you, loses a little bit of quality along the way. So if we can send it to them at 95% rather than 80% by the time it gets down to you, that quality should be higher today. So like I said, Mike's working on this. It's a little bit of a challenge, but like I said, Casey stayed up late. Sometimes it's a little rough for him to try and get Mike to grasp it, but hey, I think I got it all right this morning. I've sent Casey notes. I did this, I did that. I followed all the different deals. So we started off this morning, went down to the yard, to the south end of the debug yard, but there were two trains that were just pretty much blocking everything, so we couldn't see a single thing on the pass-through line. So after staying there an hour and not being able to bring you anything that was moving, probably a little bit longer than that, we decided, since we know there are a number of different opportunities coming past us today, we got a couple MRLs coming our way. We got the DC to AC 1800 yellow conversion coming our way, leading. And on the tail end of that train is 8099 the Southern. So we could have all kinds of action and excitement here today. I see somebody just sent a note. Good morning, Brian. How are you? I think I recognize that guy. We're at Old Wauhatchie Pike, like I said, for those of you not familiar. And all of the traffic for any rail line that comes in or out of Chattanooga going east-west goes right past this point, except to your left, my right, is the CSX Wauhatchie yard. So some of the CSX trains go through over here. So while we're here today, and we're going to probably spend, like I said, just a rail fan day, live trackside right here on the AGS. So for those of you down in Fort Payne, you'll be getting to see some of the stuff that we send your way. And for those of you in Fort Payne that see it before us coming this way, give us a shout out here. And up on the top will be everything that's going on over to Huntsville, or down to Huntsville, and then across. And I do see likes, so we'll talk a little bit more, but it looks like we do have likes. Let's take a look here. Yes, we do have a westbound on approach. So, let's get to that action. Mama Bear, if you're on this morning, a huge hello from your trackside spot where we get to see each other. As you can see, he's just poking around the corner down there. He is in a westbound direction, and he is probably from here a mile down on that magnification that you're on. And at the moment, it looks like our westbound intermodal is sitting right there as he starts to go around the curve. So let's stay focused there in case he's waiting for something coming our way. And then we'll catch up on some of the things that we know of coming our way. It is incredibly windy out today. So if you get a little bit of shaking, it is because it's literally blowing the entire camera stand. And if anybody's out trackside today, let us know where you are and what's coming our way, and we'll do the same if anybody's over on our west side of Chattanooga. And again, we got some strong wind blowing, so that's not me kicking the tripod. That is literally the whole setup kind of shaking a little bit. But in the meantime, there is our last westbound intermodal on the joint line, where he is going to be headed out to Bridgeport and then on to Stevenson. There goes a Halcon transport vehicle over to the CSX yard. Wow, is it windy. And that's where the entrance to the CSX yard is. And that's where our Halcom transportation vehicle pulled into. And there we are looking back west again at our last intermodal. And as you saw, as he kind of got towards the end, he just got slower and slower. And there is why. He's got something in his way coming at us. Hey, hey, hey! Get excited! NS 1800 leading NS train 179, DC to AC conversion yellow. And watch what's on the end of this train, you guys. Here comes 179 to Irondale. Yes, you're right! The Southern! Back on its rails here in our town. And we're going to stay focused on our last, or next to last, westbound on that intermodal up there, because if he's sitting there, that means something needs to either go around him or come past the front of him. So we're going to stay focused right there. And what a great catch. As you just saw, coming down the AGS, NS 1800 DC to AC conversion, the yellow main engine, MANE, leading NS 179 to Irondale, Alabama. How cool was that? But hey, did you all see the surprise at the end? NS 8099, the Southern, rear DPU, nose out here on her own turf. That was so cool. Hello, AGTC Railroader. You better get trackside and get some good pictures. And I tell you why, because I'm going to tell you all something here in a little bit, as soon as we get caught up on a couple other things, something that you all are going to get excited about. So make sure all of you that are out trackside today get some fantastic pictures. And I'm going to tell you why, okay? Hello, John. How are you today? Man, did you just see what went down AGS? I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. We are live trackside at the next crossing, and we are off to a fun start. I got a couple reports to do real quick. Y'all just stay put. As you see up on the joint line, our last intermodal westbound is holding there. In the meantime, 1800 and 8099 traveling south should be through Trenton or coming up on Trenton any moment. So you guys get ready. And like I said, AGTC, sorry Ron, I stopped to read your note there real quick. AGTC, get some good pictures. And like I said, Casey and I have a surprise we're going to tell y'all. So I'll be back on in a moment. I got to do a couple quick reports. And so everybody that's in a couple folks, I promised I would let them know it's coming. In the meantime, we are going to continue to look westbound up top, southbound on the bottom here. So here at Old Wauhatchie Pike. John, we just got NS 1800 leading, and the Southern nose back looking at us as the rear DPU just went past us, headed on down. And we also have MRL 4303 and NS 733 on NS 733 with 5869 leading. Should see that before too awful long. And then the second train with MRL 4301 on, second back. So all kinds of stuff going on today, you guys. So stay put. Like I said, I got a couple people I promised to give notification to when they went by. So y'all don't go anywhere. Well, John, we did have horn, and it did sound like it's from up on the joint line, so we're going to continue to keep the camera right there just in case he's real slow coming by. As everyone knows, or for those of you familiar with this area, we are right next to the CSX Wauhatchie yard on your left. So you will hear train horns and sounds and power units moving in there. But that horn distinctly was up there. And the intermodal, as John just pointed out, has moved on. So maybe what was in front of him has diverged, and we shall see more action here shortly. Hey, Eugene! John's just filling us in on a couple things. If you just came in, NS 1800 DC to AC with the yellow main up front just passed us on the way down to Fort Payne with the Southern as a rear DPU. So if you just kind of jumped on, get back and catch that. John's filling us in on a couple things. I'll be back on with y'all in a moment. I got a couple more people I promised I would let know. We've been watching this, Warren and all of us have been watching this train since way up north yesterday, and then down through Kentucky and what have you beyond as it makes its way down to Irondale, Alabama. So like I said, y'all just sit back, relax, let's just have some fun. We've got a couple more exciting things coming our way, and it's just a good old rail fanning day. All right, you guys sit tight because, like I said, it is so incredibly windy here today that I'm having to literally fasten down a couple of things so they don't blow off. But on that coal train, Ron, I do believe we have the 25th anniversary locomotive leading that train with an MRL behind him. So if that is our train, and I said we'll talk about that in just a little bit. I mean, literally, the wind is that strong out here today. So y'all just sit tight a moment, and it looks like they're holding him there for something that's going to be coming in. So we got all kinds of action, but like I said, just in case, the new equipment that we're trying out, I don't need to turn into a kite. So y'all just sit tight for a moment. Let me do a couple things here, and then we'll carry on. Here it comes. I do believe this is our BNSF 25th anniversary locomotive. So y'all watch close. We'll see here in a moment. Have a good ride. I may have to sing that song. Raindrops falling on my head. Yeah, I know. Y'all don't want to hear that. All morning long, it has been super, super overcast. And they just keep coming. Gets dark, then we hit a hole, get a tad of light, and then it gets dark again. And if you are hearing train movement, like I said, for those of you who just joined, where we are right beside CSX Wauhatchie Yard, where they are switching and moving and building trains and what have you. Right behind me, for those of you who just jumped on, we're here on the AGS line. That's the one closest to me, NS. And then up top, the joint line where BNSF, NS, and CSX all run together, where we just watched 733, NS 733, headed westbound. So he'll go past Whiteside, the tunnel out there. John, and I'm a little bit behind on what everyone has written, so I get caught up in a little bit. I'm going to guess that John's probably told you a little bit of the history of this area and where all it's headed. But the 25th anniversary locomotive for BNSF leading that coal train westbound past us. So for those of you out maybe at Whiteside Tunnel, Nickajack Lake, Bridgeport, and then down to Stevenson, y'all get ready, because he's going to be coming your way, along with MRL 4303, and that train is on its way to Memphis. And man, like I said, if I had a kite, I could fly one the size of Production 6. It is so windy out today. And like I said, it's just the clouds are just rolling over. But it said we'd be 70 degrees today. I got shorts on today. Woo! I don't know if you can see them or not. Let's see if I can get my leg. Yeah! There you go. Y'all saw them. Legs. The first pair of shorts in the year 2025 that it's been warm enough. So, like I said, back to the trade news. We are here at the old Wauhatchie crossing. I'm going to catch up with everybody's writings. Like I said, I promised just a list of people today that if I saw these, I would let them know when they went past. Originally, we were going to work the south end of the Debux yard. but there were 2 trains that sat there over an hour, didn't move, and there was just no way we were going to get to see them on the pass-through. And as John will tell you, they're over on that far side, and a train can sit at that south end forever if it's waiting to get moved back into the yard, what have you. So we moved on out here to Old Wauhatchie Pike, Wauhatchie, an old Indian name. And this used to be a major thoroughfare right here. And anytime Interstate 24 has a problem, boy, do they line up here. There goes quality logistics. But they'll jump off 24, come through here up into Lookout Valley, and then on into Chattanooga. And John will tell you, man, sometimes that traffic, and Brian too, if Brian's on, Brian's in it every day. Sometimes that traffic on 24, you could be here till tomorrow waiting to get through. A couple of the videos we've done this year, we couldn't see the end of the line of cars. Everybody that uses Waze and everything all takes them right through here. So, just looking down the way, I can see a set of lights for control point from here, just for the AGS line. The other ones are up on the top side. So, excuse me. I'm going to leave you here on the crossing. For those of you who just jumped on, if you are to the south of us, probably past Fort Payne now, is 179 with the 1800 and the Southern on that, coming your way. We did have another Montana Rail Link unit, number 4301, also reported coming our way earlier today by Pike's Peak. So we should have at least that coming. And like we talked so many times, rail fanning is fun because it's like buying Cracker Jacks. You just never know what the surprise is, but you know there's going to be a surprise. You just don't know how deep it is in the box. And that's how it is right here. John will tell you from all the years that he's hung out, you know, you may wait 12 hours because it got jammed up here, there, or wherever. But at some point, that surprise that you're tracking is going to show up here. And always, 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 parents, have fun with the kids rail fanning. Make your train crew part of it. Give them massive waves and what have you, but always let your train crews know that you're going to keep a safe distance, stay in reflective clothing, and I have my earmuffs there in the car. Always wear protective, and then ear protection. Otherwise, you'll hear that train for the next 8 hours after it's gone. But that way, your rail crews know that you're going to keep a safe distance. You never know when there could be a strap that's broke, that's dragging, kicking up the ballast or whatever. So always practice safety and then have a fun time. And as you heard on our southbound on the AGS, and also up on top with our 25th anniversary edition, and there's 2 other rail fans that were up there on the top side filming. We were both waving, and we got a massive horn salute back. And that's just one of the many, many things that makes this so much fun. Oh, here comes our bicycle guy again. Here he comes. And there he goes. Up and over. All right. I've got you back on the crossing. I'm going to catch up on everybody's notes now that you all have written. Oh, Robert, where are you? 40s? Oh, no. I don't want to put my shorts back in the drawer already. Oh, hey, you guys, I got to show you this real quick before I start reading y'all's notes. First of all, there's 6, production 6. But right on the other side of production 6, and one of the videos earlier, or the latter part of last year, we filmed here, there was an inspector with a vest on, a safety vest and everything, and came over and checked all those. And I went up and looked at them because I didn't know what they were. The truck's blocking some of them. But those are all bug catchers. It says so on them, insect catchers. And there's different sizes, colors, lines, you name it. One of them looks like you're going to auger it down into the ground and then pull it out, put a big pole there. You got yellow and green and white. You've got one that looks like a great big old pup tent. For bergs, you've got Tennessee orange, you name it. There is one of every kind, so I don't know if this is a insect infested area or this is a test zone for some reason along the railroad tracks. And I said, all that shaking you're getting, my apologies. The wind is just so strong hitting the recording device. We're going to go ahead and kind of switch back to watch the track. That way it isn't literally facing head on into the wind and it can kind of slide past. We've got the sound muff on, or the black cat on. Try and cut down on your noise amount. AGTC, I'm guessing you're down in Fort Payne, or are you someplace further? And 178's coming north towards us. How far out? Easter. John, was that a deer or an elk? everybody. It's been a super busy morning and kind of a unique morning for me. I'm gonna check the lights one more time just to make sure while we got a moment here. With the CSX yard that's over here, you keep hearing a locomotive start up and what have you, so you're never quite sure if it's, and with the wind going like this, it travels so much. But anyhow, it's been a super great morning, super busy morning, very unique morning. For those of you that just tuned in, we are at Old Wauhatchie Pike, as John was telling you guys, and Lookout Valley area. We are on the west side of Chattanooga. Lookout Mountain runs behind us. There's a row of trees right here that you can't see through, but the CSX Wauhatchie yard is right there. Some of you probably have seen the Haulcom cars go by that haul the railroad crews to and from for CSX here, HALLCOM transport. And we are on, and John may have already covered this with everybody, but AGS line on down to, and for those of you that are south of us down there in Fort Payne, glad y'all got a good catch this morning. Up on top, the joint line goes on over past Whiteside Tunnel that I saw John talked about earlier, up the grade, over past Nickajack Lake, New Hope, and then Bridgeport. After Bridgeport down to Stevenson where the tracks split, kind of like here, AGS goes that way and the joint goes, bends off to the right. Same thing happens after Bridgeport. Once they say hit Stevenson, NS goes to the left-hand side of the hotel and depot complex there, and CSX splits off and goes on up to Nashville on the right side of the depot, which would be the west side of the depot. So, a great spot. Pretty much anything that goes east or west to Chattanooga goes past here, except the CSX trains that either pass through it, go through into the yard, drop off, pick up, get rebuilt, whatever, or they terminate here. So you don't get it all, but we get quite a bit of it here. Now, we had talked about doing some new things. Oh, got a message, hang on. All right, as we talked at the very beginning today, for those of you, again, that know me personally or have been with me trackside, the word technology and Mike do not go in the same sentence very well. But Casey stayed up with me late and worked with me on a couple of things. And we have a new power source that I assembled and worked on last night. So got to bed around 1:30, 2 o'clock by the time I was all done. And Casey sat out on my own. Here I am with you guys. Like I said, we started out, couldn't make it work because the trains were blocking us, so we came on out. Didn't want to miss all the action that we've been tracking. We have a new Wi-Fi system so that we can connect with better speeds and that we can go to places beyond where we have thought about going or where we have been. We now have the capability to go to remote spots, and you name it, no matter how remote, we're able to go. If we can get production 6 there, we can do it. If it comes to worst case scenario, we can pull out, I'm not sure what number is it, Casey, production 10, the side-by-side, go cross country. But anyhow, we are using a new connection to upload our videos today. So Casey's kind of watching that back in the studio. You guys tell me, and gals, y'all tell me if today looks different or better. And I know it is super overcast. I mean, it looks like Detroit, Michigan. It looks like those where the chickens are up north. It's just that cloudy, that overcast, etc. here today. So every now and then we get a small ray of sun, which we got lucky, and I think I'll look at this video probably tomorrow or Monday. I think just as 1800 came by going south, we managed to have a good sunburst come out, which worked really well with that locomotive 66 yellow. But, so we've got new monitors. We made some set changes last night, but again, the wind is just so incredible. Not sure how everything's looking on your guys' end, but go to the CSX truck. He's making the left turn into the yard there. Anyhow, back to this. So I hope you guys see a difference. Like I said, it's taken me a little figuring it out, and Casey's been sending me as we go along this morning on tweak this, tweak that, here's how you do this, here's how you do that, and with the wind and everything. So hope it's different, and now we can go to places that we've not been before as I learn all this system. So, and I said, well, I got everybody. I just want to say a special thanks. John, Brian, Eugene, Robert, AGTCT, C, Train Crazy, just everyone, Ron, all you guys. And for some of you, if it's your first time, don't be bashful. Jump on, make a comment. If you hear your horn of favorite, shout out what kind. You've seen Ron and John both do that. And Robert, just shout out something you see, or some of the old rail cars, or like the two cars that we saw where I asked John, is that an elk or is that a deer? Have fun with this. If you can't have fun, why are we all hanging out doing this? So have fun, shout out. If you got any questions, somebody on here will know the answer. And if we don't, we'll find you an answer. If nothing else, we'll just come up and make one up, right, John? But now, if you stump John, you're in trouble. Yeah, because if you need a double Jeopardy partner, what's that show? Oh, it's Jeopardy. And it's a train question. Use John for your lifeline. So anyhow, we have been talking about, and so I don't say this wrong, something new that we've done. Catch of the week. And I know many of you are trackside today. We want you to send us your favorite picture, your favorite catch of the week. And if I understand from Casey, it could be a short, tiny video. It won't take very much in that. And you just go to railmoments.com. Upload your picture, and you'll see where it says catch of the week. And then once a week on the live, we're going to pick catch of the week. So here on the live. So just get your coolest shot of the coolest locomotive that you've seen this week and throw it up there so we can share it. So that's some more news today. And anyone trackside, shout out, let us know where you are. Anybody below us or above us here, let us know what's coming. And I think that's kind of it. And Mike's learning, and we're not endorsed by or sponsored by. Well, I'd hate to listen to that every time I took off Starlink, but we are Mike. Pike is. Casey already knows how, but how to use Starlink so that we can have a better signal for you guys. So today's kind of day one for testing and whatnot. So that's kind of the news. I believe that catches you guys up with everything that I know. Appreciate you all very, very, very much. If you're new and you haven't subscribed, please do so, because it helps Casey and I know that y'all are having a good time. It helps the channel. And it's like we talked the other day, when you're driving down the road and there's two restaurants, one on each side, and you know nothing about it. One's got all the cars out front. Hey, there goes a Pilgrim's truck. Chickens. We need to keep them all warm. This bird flu's driving up my egg prices at Waffle House. 50 cents extra per egg. There's a big sticker on the menu the other day because of it. I lost my train of thought. I got on the idea of food and off I went. Well, anyhow, learn how to position it, use it, etc. And then I got nervous because I had it back there, didn't quite have what we needed. I moved it up on top of the truck and it improved, but then with the wind just gusting, all I could think of was a multi-$100 kite going that way off the front of production 6. So I made some adjustments there. So anyhow, everybody, please, if you haven't already, subscribe. Like I said, think about it going down the road. 2 restaurants, one has a bunch of cars in front, the other one doesn't. Gee, which one do I want to go to? Well, everybody's there. I'm going to go to that one. Well, it's just, the only difference is that place has all its employees park out front. The other place has them out back. So the more the merrier, the more that we can get on, the more that we can share and have good times together, and it helps the channel. And if you had a good time, tell everybody you know. If you had a bad time, keep it a secret, please. And I guess that's it for me for the moment. We're going to go back to the crossing. Wind has died down a tad. I'm going to catch back up with everybody's notes and comments. Thanks for all the chat. Thanks again, sincerely, everyone, for being on here, Trackside, with Rail Moments and all of you. So, back to the crossing. I hear some locomotives in the background moving. Right down there, just in case y'all were wondering, that driveway down there is the entrance to the CSX Wauhatchie yard. And right there is the sign that says we are live on Rail Moments, because so many people see the truck and the ambers that are on and they think, uh-oh, problem at the crossing or whatever. And so that they know what's going on, it kind of answers all the questions without them having to stop and roll the window down and hold traffic up and what have you. So, and Mama Bear, if you drove by today and I missed your honk, thanks for the honk. So many people have honked going by while I was typing and stuff, because we've been here a number of times, and some of the folks, we all just kind of know each other. Just, you know, crossing buddies. So here we are back trackside. I'm going to take a look at the lights. Y'all just sit tight, hang on, and enjoy. Brian, I hope you got your oil changed so that you can do some trackside today. And I'm going to get caught up on some of the messages on my phone from everyone. So let's see what's next in this box of chocolates. Speaking of chocolates, don't forget, this coming Friday, Valentine's. I just took a look up top. Our last CSX train is sitting about a half a mile to probably close to 3/4 of a mile down the way. So he's up on the top set of tracks, way down and to the left. You can't see. So our last eastbounder, I think I said west, my apologies. Our last eastbound, he's still sitting down there. We are, since it's so windy, we are going to kind of turn the angle where the wind doesn't broadside the camera, and it kind of streamlines it, so the camera's kind of just cutting through that wind. And we're just going to say trackside and see what we are going to catch next. And I'll catch up with you all here on the chat. And as you can see on that sign, we are at 451 Old Wauhatchie Pike. That's the address for the smelting recycling center company that's right there. They are open today, but I don't hear the smelter running. When it does, it is loud. So we're going to hang out here and kind of go from there, and then maybe, let's see what time it is. And we just kind of have to play it by ear for what's next. Well, as you can see, we still are double amber. Double amber, and we do have inbound. There you go. And again, all that shaking is not Mike. It's just that windy out blowing the camera. As our eastbound makes its way into Chattanooga, our last CSX, which was our only CSX of the day, is still sitting up on the joint line, about 3/4 of a mile down. So we're back at the crossing, kind of facing the camera so it cucks the wind rather than takes it full force. Somebody got him a new Chevy truck, temp tag on it. So, we're back to hanging out, rail fanning together, multiple locations all brought into one. And for those of you south of us down in Fort Payne, I hope you all got some fantastic pictures. Now remember, for all of you this week, as your trackside, once you get your favorite catch of the week, go to railmoments.com. Just let this car go by. Again, go to railmoments.com and upload your picture for catch of the week. Super simple. Just follow the steps. And then once a week, we will announce the catch of the week on the live stream. So, and once the weather gets a little better, we'll pick a particular time every week to do that. So, everybody get started today with that. Again, railmoments.com. Upload your picture there for your catch of the week. As we go back trackside, I said we're going to hang out here a little bit more. Here comes somebody's old wooden shed. Bar hanging off the back of it. As it kind of wiggles left to right. Yakes is towing it. But look at that wiggle factor. Whoa, that thing's just going left to right. The old strap's not that tight. If y'all are out driving around, don't get behind that oversized load. too sure, John, that I would trust that building to set up my model railroad outfit in. Looks like it might have a couple leaks as an issue. As much as that oversized load is wiggling back and forth on that flatbed or that rollback, hope whoever owns it doesn't have too much money invested in it, but as long as they get it there in one piece. Ain't right? How are you today? And AGTC sent that train on up to us. NS 178, as you all saw from John and AGTC. Two of them met south of here. And I'm going to guess, AGTC, you got some fantastic pictures of that. Although, like I said, we are struggling to find any sun today. We got plenty of wind. But hey, it beats snow and ice. Oh, a little whiskey dent on that car. Whole right fender. Mirror's kind of hanging on there barely. But it's all right, just a little whiskey dent there. The other side, I bet, looks great. Wonder what the mailbox looks like. Hope it wasn't one of those really nice brick ones. Now, we do have a horn, but not a clue what direction it's coming from, the way the wind's blowing. Since the Wauhatchie yard goes way down to the other end. Could be something going into the yard, not sure where or what. But we'll keep listening. When we're trackside by the road, we have a tripod that we set up with the sign on, but it's blown over so many times, I'm tired of picking it up. So it's going back in the back of production 6. That's how windy it's been out here. we have CSX 829 on the front. And 499 second. Whoa, didn't want to go that far. And there they both sit with that loaded coal train. Hey, Crash! Not sure. There's been a train or other eastbound CSX from some time ago was still sitting just east of us, and we just saw the Holcomb car go out, and y'all heard the crew in the back give y'all a big shout out as they went past from the back seat there in the Holcomb transportation unit that came from the CSX yard. So I'm guessing that maybe the CSX train that's in front of them is getting the crew changed so they can get out of the way so these guys can go through. That is strictly speculation. So I'm going to take a peek just to see if the other one's sitting down there. So to answer the question, yes, to answer the question, our other CSX earlier is still sitting down there. I'm going to guess that the crew car that we saw a little bit ago go there is going to take that train on in. Now, we have lights coming our way, so my guess is one of two. They're going to diverge go up on the other track, pass him, or come on down the AGS. He's about a mile to a mile and a half down. So, we got train. And again, the wind is super strong, so it is blowing the camera, so I'm sorry if you're getting that shaky feeling. I'm not going to zoom you to the full capacity or you'd think you're on a Disney ride. But they're just barely peeking into sight. There. Here comes our next one. Going west. He is currently on the inside track, so it looks like he is a possible southbound on the AGS, on the outside track right now. And it does not look like he is diverged. So, AGS line, southbound, Norfolk Southern, coming at us, guys and gals. Here we go. Train time. And we do have whiskers on that lead locomotive, so Norfolk Southern leading. Hey Crash, how are you? How's everybody? Anybody's new that's just tuned in? We are at Old Wauhatchie Pike crossing, and the closest address is 451 Old Wauhatchie Pike. And as Crash was talking about, yes, it is a great spot. Parking, different spots here. It's no luxury hotel, don't get me wrong. But anything for those of you that have just tuned in, and if you've not watched our podcast with Casey and I on our top 29 places to rail fan, this is one of them. And on that list, we go everything from weed whacker to luxury. And when you tell you weed whacker, bring a weed whacker because you might need it unless Jesse's been there and he's got it all mowed down. Isn't that just how it happens, Crash? When you get to wherever you're going to catch that next train, and you get there in plenty of time, that thing takes hours to get there. And then when you're running behind, that train is dead on time and comes and goes just that quick on you. So, and you talk about catching the different ones. See, Crash, what were you chasing? MC and St. Louis. If you didn't hear earlier, Casey and I are doing Catch of the Week. So for everybody that's out this week or been out this week or out today, tomorrow, when you have your catch of the week, the one that you like the best, go to railmoments.com. Railmoments.com, upload that picture, and once a week on the live, Casey and I will give you all our pick of the week from your submissions. So, everybody, have fun, participate, and let's see what kind of elect. In the background, our coal train's still sitting. 2 CSX locomotives on the front of that. And we are at 3:34 p.m. We are going to end at 3:45 Eastern Standard Time. Now we're going to swing by on the way back to the house because we've got a couple things that we're doing tonight, and I promised Mrs. S I would not run on train time. I would be on her time tonight. So, but on the way to the house, we will stop by the south end of the yard and see if there's any action going on. And if so, we'll go live there for a little bit, get a little closer to home. I'm watching down just to see if anything changes. Always watch this way because you never know if they're going to make the turn where we're standing here on the side of the road. Little blue Chevy coming our way. So, we're going back trackside. We're doing that countdown. 3:36, with 9 minutes to go. Here comes Walden Security. Been down checking out all the yards to the south of here. That's unit P400. Patrol unit 400. Making his way up and down Old Wauhatchie Pike. As you can see, absolutely no sun. Because if there was, we would not be able to be standing in this spot. Hey, Eugene! So everybody, like I said, after you gather all your favorite ones, send those pictures into KCI for your catch of the week. Send it, go on to railmoments.com. Super easy, super quick, super fun. Send us your catch of the week. And like I said, once a week, we'll announce one on the live. And as the weather gets a little better, we'll set a certain time. Right now, just kind of dependent on weather and whatnot. All right, there, hidden behind that tree. If the leaves were out, we wouldn't see him at all. That lead locomotive is CSX locomotive number 829. And behind him, facing the other way, is 499. Yeah, great big thank you to everybody for all those thumbs ups today. If you're new, please subscribe. That way you know every time we go live. And as we say all the time, if you've had a good time, tell everybody you know. If you've had a bad time, you keep it a secret. And if you have any questions, always shout them out. If John's on here, I don't know that there's an answer you can stump him on. And if y'all want to try, you fire those questions and see if you can find one that John doesn't know an answer for. Hello, Eric. How are you today? Tony! We are just finishing up here. We're going to do we got 4 more minutes on our countdown. And then we're going to head to the south end of the debux yard. Our CSX train that was eastbound in front of this one is still sitting there on the track in front of him. And as you can see, he's parked there and obviously not going anywhere. Every light he has is off. Eric, you trackside with us today, or are you home? Thanks for jumping on. Like I said, we are going to move to the next location, which, as long as the rain holds off, as you can see, kind of crazy. One ray of sun coming through right there. Everything else and you can see how fast those clouds are moving. I mean, it is just crazy windy here, but the sun is poked out there just a little bit. Eric, thanks for being on. Glad you're comfortable, sitting back, relaxed, and sharing the moment with us. Eric, John, everybody. Tony, ain't right. Crash, all of you guys. We're going to go ahead and finish this live off. Need to do a little recharge on some of the equipment. And we are going to move to the south end of the debux yard, as we just talked. And get to start making our way towards home. I promised Mrs. S I'd run on her time today, not my train time. So we're not saying goodbye. Never do that, because we are going to see you guys at the next crossing, Trackside, here on Rail Moments. See y'all before long. We got to do a little packing. We'll get to the other end and we'll get back online. Weather person says no rain. We've had a few drips, but we've been okay. So I'll see you guys here and gals in just a little while over at the debux yard. thanks for being with us here on Rail Moments. And John, a special thank you and a huge shout out for all the information that you've shared today and taking your time to do so. We just appreciate that. And it's amazing the things I learned. And I've been thinking about that Florida train since we talked yesterday, just like, oh man, how cool would it be to hop on and grab dinner and end up in Florida today. See y'all over at the yard.